How the IS-2 heavy tank was created and perfected. World War II is full of military technology developments. The IS-2 heavy tank, also known as the IS-122, is a tribute to Soviet engineering excellence and its ability to adapt to changing circumstances. The IS-2, born in war, was the epitome of armored warfare, combining powerful weaponry and increased protection. Let's have a look at the IS-2 heavy tank's origins, development, and battlefield performance. Origins of Soviet heavy tanks. The Soviet Union's realization of the necessity of heavy tanks in the modern battlefield was the impetus for the development of the IS-2. The Red Army realized early on in the Great Patriotic War that they needed powerful, well-armored tanks to compete with the overwhelming German armor that they would face. Because of this understanding, several different types of heavy tanks have been created, each one better than the last. The evolution of the IS-2 heavy tank. A turning point in the development of Soviet heavy tanks occurred during the winter and spring of 1942–1943. The German Tiger I tank was a tough opponent for the Soviet Red Army due to its thick armor and powerful weapons. The creation of the IS-2 heavy tank was prompted by the necessity to create a tank capable of directly engaging the Tiger I. The SKB-2 at the Chelyabinsk-Kirov plant and Technician No. 100 at the plant were given the responsibility of building the new heavy tank. The end result was the IP-1 tank, which came before the IS-2. However, mass manufacturing of the IP-1 did not begin until October 1943 because of multiple production obstacles and limited resources. This first holdup was the first step on the long road to perfection for the IS-2. Caliber upgrade and firepower. The IS-2 was known for its weapons, especially the 122mm D-25T gun. Early in 1943, the idea of giving the tank a big gun came up, and the D-25T was picked as the main gun. This gun was built on the A-19, which was already in use and would be a powerful asset on the battlefield. The D-25T could be set up in a single install setup, and its vertical alignment could be changed from 3 degrees to plus 20 degrees. It also had ways to change the horizontal alignment. The D-25T was made to shoot 3 types of shells: the armor-piercing BR-471, the ballistic-protected BR-471B, and the explosive grenade SO-471. When these shells were used, they were fully loaded with explosives. A set of DT machine guns was added to the D-25T to protect against both ground troops and planes. Armor and protection. One of the IS-2's distinguishing features was its enhanced armor, which contributed to its survivability on the battlefield. The tank's frontal armor was significantly upgraded, improving protection against enemy fire. The upper frontal part of the tank boasted armor up to 120mm thick, while the central portion had a 60mm thickness at a 72 degrees angle. The lower portion featured 100mm armor bent forward at a 30 degrees angle. The cast turret of the IS-2 allowed for installing the new 122mm gun, further enhancing its combat capabilities. Combat performance and battlefield impact. The IS-2's combat performance showcased its superiority as a heavy tank. Its formidable firepower and robust armor made it a formidable adversary on the battlefield. Reports from the Red Army tankers attested to the IS-2's ability to engage and defeat enemy tanks at considerable distances. The tank's presence often deterred enemy forces from advancing, and its participation in operations contributed significantly to the success of these endeavors. Mass production and legacy. In order to reach its peak performance, the IS-2 saw a steady increase in production and military deployment. Starting in late 1943, the Chelyabinsk-Kirov plant produced hundreds of IS-2 tanks for the Red Army by June 1944. These tanks greatly aided the penetration of enemy defenses and the advancing of friendly forces. The IS-2 will be remembered for a long time after World War II ends. Its battle-tested layout became the basis for succeeding generations of Soviet heavy tanks. The IS-2's legacy will be felt for decades to come in tank design and strategic planning. Thanks for watching.